My friend, I write to you not from a place of untouched wisdom, but from the weathered shores of a heart that has known its own share of shipwrecks. The letter you now hold is stained with the same salt you taste on your own cheeks, forged in the same cold fire that now threatens to consume you. I know the quiet of the house now. I know the way the clock ticks differently. How the silence in the room where they once slept is a physical weight upon your chest. You feel the absence not as a mere emptiness, but as a presence, a ghost that follows you from room to room, whispering of what was and what will never be again. This is the geography of your new, unwanted world, and it is here, in this raw and fractured place, that we must begin. You believed the story was written. You had signed the contracts of the heart, built a life on the foundation of a promise. You had mapped your future with the ink of shared dreams. And now, the archive is ashes. The future you held in your mind's eye is gone, not with a bang, but with the devastating quiet of a door closing downstairs. The betrayal is not merely in the act of leaving, but in the violent rewriting of your entire history. Every memory, once a cherished artifact, is now suspect. Was any of it real? The laughter, the whispered secrets in the dark, the hand that held yours. Were they all just props in a play you didn't know you were performing? This pain is a tempest. It will not be reasoned with. Let it come. Do not hide from the gale. Go into the room of your sorrow and let the waves break over you. Scream into the pillow until your throat is raw. Pound the earth with your fists. This is not a sign of weakness. It is the proof of your capacity to feel, to love, to invest your very soul in another. The depth of your grief is merely the mirror image of the height of your love. Do not let anyone, including the critic in your own mind, tell you to get over it. You are not trying to get over a puddle. You are trying to cross a canyon. It requires time, and it requires you to first acknowledge the vast, terrifying depth of the chasm before you. There will be days when the loneliness is not a feeling, but a climate, a perpetual winter in your bones. You will walk through crowds and feel more isolated than in the deepest wilderness. You will see couples and feel a sting that is part envy, part agony. This loneliness is a fierce teacher. It strips away the noise and forces you to sit in the company of the one person you may have been neglecting for years, yourself. You have been part of a we for so long that the I feels foreign, fragile, like a language you once knew, but have forgotten how to speak. This is the first great lie of the pain, that you are broken. You are not broken. You are dismantled. There is a profound difference. A broken thing is thrown away, deemed beyond repair. A dismantled thing is taken apart, piece by piece, so that it may be examined, its core mechanisms understood, its weak points fortified, and its essential nature revealed. You are being taken apart. The facade you built for someone else, the compromises that sanded down your edges, the habits you formed to keep the peace, these are being unbolted and laid out before you. It is a brutal, sacred process. It feels like ruin because you are in the middle of the deconstruction. You cannot see the blueprint for the rebuilding, and so you mistake the scattered pieces for a catastrophe. They are not. They are the raw materials of your becoming. They didn't leave you, they freed you. This will feel impossible to believe now. It will taste like bitter medicine, but I need you to hold this truth in your palm like a seed that feels like a stone. One day it will sprout. They did not leave the you that you are destined to be. They left a character in a story that had reached its end. They left the version of you that was comfortable, perhaps a little complacent, the version that had learned to live for the approval of another. In their departure, as cruel as its method may have been, they have handed you the one gift you would never have given yourself, the terrifying, magnificent gift of absolute freedom. The freedom to ask, without the filter of another's desire, who am I? What do I want? What song is in my heart that I have been too afraid to sing? You must now court yourself. You must become the lover you sought. This is the practical work. This is where you move from the philosophy of pain to the discipline of healing. It begins not with a grand gesture, but with a small, defiant act of self-regard. Make the bed. Cook a meal for one and set the table properly, for you are a guest of honor in your own life. Walk in the woods and notice the way the light falls through the leaves without needing to comment on it to anyone. Go to the museum and stand before a painting for as long as you wish. answering to no one's schedule but your own. And yes, go to the gym. Let me speak plainly of this. When your mind is a prison of circling thoughts, your body can become the key. The weight you press is not merely iron, it is the weight of your sorrow. With every rep, you are not building muscle alone, you are building agency. You are proving to yourself in the most primal language that you can bear a load and push it back. The sweat is a baptism. The burn in your lungs is a reminder that you are alive, animal alive, and that this body is your first and most faithful home. This is not about vanity. It is about reclaiming the territory of your physical self, which has been a landscape of shared intimacy and is now solely yours again. It is emotional discipline made manifest in flesh and bone. You will be tempted to fill the silence with noise, with strangers, with the numbing glow of a screen, with the cheap wine of distraction. Resist this temptation. The silence is your cocoon. It is in the quiet that you will hear the faint but persistent voice of your own soul. It has been waiting for this chance to speak to you for years. It has things to say. It has a destiny to whisper. Your job is to listen. Do not seek revenge, not in action, and not in your heart. To plot revenge is to continue to rent space in your mind to the very person who wounded you. You are redecorating a room for them, keeping it warm and ready for their ghost to inhabit. Let the room go cold, board up the windows, let the dust settle. The greatest revenge is not a well-plotted sting of retaliation. It is a life lived with such profound and authentic joy that their memory becomes irrelevant. A footnote in a story they are no longer privileged to read. Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. It is the act of unshackling yourself from the anchor of their actions. You are not saying what they did was acceptable. You are declaring that it no longer has the power to steer your ship. It is a slow, difficult alchemy, turning the lead of betrayal into the gold of your own liberation. You may not be ready for it today, that is all right, but let it be a destination on your map, a far-off country you will one day visit, if only for your own peace. You will have setbacks. There will be a song on the radio, a scent in the air, a turn of phrase from a stranger, and the dam will break. The grief will feel as fresh as the first day. Do not curse these moments. They are not a failure of your healing. They are the proof of it. It is your heart testing its strength, seeing how much of the past it can hold without collapsing. Each time you will learn that you can hold more than you thought. You are deeper than your pain. You are being prepared. The pain you are carrying is not a punishment. It is a preparation. It is carving out a new capacity within you for compassion, for depth, for a love that is wiser and more resilient. The you that emerges from this fire will not be the same as the you who entered it. That person was softer, perhaps more trusting, but also more dependent on an external source for their validation. The new you is being forged in independence. You are learning the most valuable lesson a human can learn, that your worth was never and will never be determined by someone else's ability to see it. Your heart is not a vacant house. It is a kingdom, and you are its returned sovereign. Begin the slow, deliberate work of rebuilding your kingdom. What books will fill your library? What passions will be your court? What landscapes will your feet explore? What friends will be your honored counsel? You are the architect of your own joy now. The design is entirely your own. One day you will wake up, and the first thought in your mind will not be of them. It will be of the sunlight on the wall, or the dream you had, or the work you are excited to do. You will not notice this moment until later in the day, and when you do, you will feel a pang, not of sadness, but of quiet, profound surprise. This is a milestone, mark it. One day you will tell your story, and it will not feel like a confession of pain, but a testimony of strength. It will be a tale of how you were lost in the woods, how you built a shelter from the wreckage of your old life, how you learned to hunt and forage for your own happiness, and how you eventually found your way out, not to the road you left, but to a new path entirely, one you never knew existed. My friend, you are in the middle of the story. The hero is always lost in the middle. The hero always believes they have been defeated, but the tale is not over. Your hands, which feel so empty now, are merely free to grasp a new future. Your heart, which feels so shattered, is simply making more room for a love that will not leave. Walk through this, not around it. The only way out is through. And on the other side of this searing passage, you will find a version of yourself so solid, so complete, and so fiercely alive that you will one day, in a quiet moment of gratitude, thank the storm for its terrible and necessary gift, yours in strength.